All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video. Check out Pig and a Pickle, two locations, Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week in Marin County from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Wednesday through Sunday in Emeryville. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. All right, it's abundantly clear to me at this point whether you believe in Brock Purdy or believe in Sam Darnold, whether you believe in Trey Lance, whether you don't believe in one of those guys, that the 49er quarterback conversation here in the offseason has become very, very polarizing. And to me, I don't get that. I really don't get that. Um, I don't think people have enough perspective on what we've seen and what we're seeing and what the NFL really is. Let's go into the numbers and take a quote look at this thing for what it actually is. Trey Lance in 2 NFL seasons has a 2-2 record, a 57% completion percentage, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks. That's what he's done in his first 2 NFL seasons. Brock Purdy, as a rookie this year, went 5-0 in the regular season, probably 6-0, but we'll say 5-0. 67%, 13 touchdowns, 4 picks, an overwhelmingly good rookie season. Small sample size, but a really good rookie season. I don't have Sam Darnold's numbers here, but we all know his career numbers are not good. But let's take a look at the best of the best, the creme de la creme, because I think we need to kind of back away from these 3 quarterbacks for a second to kind of really see what it is that we're seeing with these young quarterbacks. The reason I'm taking this stance that I really don't understand the criticism of any of these guys. I don't get the criticism of Darnold, really, even though he's had some games. Why? Because he's 25. He's just getting started. And when I don't understand the criticism of Purdy because he hasn't even failed. He's been absolutely spectacular. He's on the short list of quarterbacks. There's probably about 12 long have, gotten their careers off to a fast start. But he's the exception, not the rule. And that's why the people that are ripping Purdy are like, what? Dude, he's one of like 12 guys who's ever gotten off to this hot of a start. And then if you're ripping Trey Lance, you're ripping a guy after 4 games. Quarterbacks, guys, have always taken time to blossom. Let's just say that again altogether. Quarterbacks have always taken time to blossom. There's roughly 25 modern era quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame. I just decided let's take a deep dive and look at how their careers began before we say that Trey Lance sucks or that Sam Darnold sucks or, let's just take a look. Terry Bradshaw, one of my favorites as a kid. I used to pretend I was Terry Bradshaw in the backyard because I grew up in the 70s and Terry Bradshaw was leading the Steelers to Super Bowls in the 70s. Guess what he did his first 2 seasons in the NFL? He went 8-13. He had 19 touchdowns and 46 picks. Hall of Famer Terry Bradshaw, ladies and gentlemen. Brett Favre, Hall of Famer. First 3 seasons in the NFL. 37 touchdowns, 39 picks. Hall of Famer Brett Favre. Troy Aikman, Hall of Famer, went 14-24 and had 31 touchdowns and 46 interceptions over his first 3 seasons in the NFL. I'm one of my favorite guys of all time that I used to have on the show with Gary Radnich all the time, the great Fran Tarkenton. Fran Tarkenton was one of my favorites. Another guy that as a kid I used to pretend I was Fran Tarkenton doing figure 8s at recess, trying to buy extra time, running around. Fran Tarkenton went 8-27-2 with 55 touchdowns and 57 interceptions in his first 3 seasons in the NFL. Hall of Famer. All right, Joe Montana is probably one of the examples that people would use of guys who started immediately great and were great from the start. But even Joe, in his first 2 seasons in the NFL, 2-6, 16 touchdowns, 9 picks. Better than those other guys for sure, but still 2-6. Steve Young, Hall of Famer, went 3-16 in his first 2 years with Tampa with 11 touchdowns and 21 picks. Hall of Famer. Roger Staubach had a naval commitment. Didn't hit the NFL until he was 27. He was a 27-year-old rookie. And Roger Staubach, 3 touchdowns, 10 picks in his first 2 NFL seasons. Aaron Rodgers had 0 starts going into his age 25 season. He sat for years behind Brett Favre. What was his record as a starter in his first year? 6-10. And that was his 4th NFL season. Matthew Stafford maybe is on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Won a Super Bowl with the Rams a couple years ago. Guess what Stafford did in the first 2 years? 3-10, 19 touchdowns, 21 picks. John Elway. How about John Elway? John Elway was one of the greatest quarterback prospects the league's ever seen. As a rookie, 4-6, 7 touchdowns, 14 picks. Do you see the pattern here? Joe Namath, Hall of Fame quarterback. What did he do his first 2 seasons in the NFL? 8 wins, 11 losses, 3 ties, 37 touchdowns, 42 picks. This is like almost every Hall of Fame quarterback struggled at the beginning. Dan Fouts, go Cats, get him Cats, go get him Cats, SI grad. He went 5-20-1 in his first 3 seasons in the NFL with 16 touchdowns and 36 interceptions. 5-20-1 for Fouts. John Brody, for you older Niner fans, Hall of Fame quarterback, first 3 NFL seasons, 10 touchdowns, 23 interceptions. Do you guys see the pattern here? Peyton Manning, as a rookie, went 3-13, 26 touchdowns, 28 interceptions. Almost all the great ones struggle. Bart Starr, in his first 3 seasons in the NFL, Bart Starr is one of the great stars of the Green Bay Packers for you kids. 3-15-1 over his first 3 seasons with Green Bay. 13 touchdowns, 25 interceptions. Let's go to the Snake. For you Raider fans, Ken Stabler, first 3 seasons in the NFL for the Snake. 1-1 record, 5 touchdowns, 8 picks. He didn't light it up. Kurt Warner didn't even bust out in the NFL until he was 28 years old. He's in the Hall of Fame. Didn't even play in the NFL until he was 28. You want to go super old school? Y.A. Tittle went 1-6 in his first 3 seasons in the NFL. 39 touchdowns, 46 picks. I mean, it's hard to be a young quarterback in the NFL. Warren Moon didn't even get to the NFL, started in Canada until he was 28. But yet still his first 3 seasons in the NFL, he was 12 wins, 33 losses, 40 touchdowns, 59 interceptions. This is what the greats, we're not talking about any quarterbacks. We're talking about the greatest ever, whoever played. Jim Kelly didn't play his first NFL game until he was 26 because he went to the USFL. But guess what? Jim Kelly in his first 2 seasons with the Buffalo Bills went 10-18. Lenny Dawson with the Chiefs didn't start until his 6th NFL season. He was 27 by that point. And at that point, he had a 1-1 record with 2 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. 27. At age 25, we're writing off Sam Darnold at 25. Lenny Dawson didn't even start until he was 27, became a Hall of Famer. Bob Greasy, Brian Greasy's father, some of you old school guys may have heard of him, went 10-20-2 in his first 3 seasons with 46 touchdowns and 50 interceptions. First 3 years in the league, Bob Greasy threw 50 picks. Hall of Famer. Sonny Jurgensen didn't start full-time till he was 27 years old. He had 11 touchdowns and 10 picks over his first 4 NFL seasons. Hall of Famer. George Blanda, you want to go George Blanda, didn't have his bust-out season until it was his 11th NFL year when he was 33. And Blanda was 8-12-1 with 48 touchdowns and 70 interceptions in his first 10 seasons in the NFL. Went on to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. Bobby Lane went 6-6 over his first 3 NFL seasons. 28 touchdowns, 38 picks. Bob Waterfield, you want to go way, 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 way back. First 3 seasons in the NFL, 39 touchdowns, 52 picks. Do you see what I'm saying here? And then let's go with the current crew. What did Josh Allen do as a rookie? 5-6, 10 touchdowns, 12 picks. What did Jalen Hurts do as a rookie? 1-3. What did Derek Carr do as a rookie? 3-13. What did Kyler Murray do as a rookie? 5-10-1. Joe Burrow is one of the great quarterbacks in the game today. What did he do as a rookie? 2 wins, 7 losses, 1 tie. Trevor Lawrence's first year was 3-14. Kirk Cousins got off to a slow start. Kirk Cousins in his first 3 seasons in the NFL, 2-7 record, 18 touchdowns, 19 picks. People love Justin Herbert. He went 6-9 as a rookie. Baker Mayfield went 6-7 as a rookie. Ryan Tannehill went 7-9 as a rookie. I'm just saying there are exceptions to the rule, right? There are guys that were good right away. Here's the good right away club: Johnny Unitas, Dan Marino, Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, Deshaun Watson, Andrew Luck, Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott. Lamar Jackson was 6-1 right out of the chute as a rookie. And the absolute, poster boy for awesome play as a rookie is Mahomes, right? Mahomes went 12-4 his first year as a starter with 50 touchdowns and 12 picks. But guys, he's the exception. These guys were the exception. There's like 10 guys in history that were really, really good as rookies. And now you can add Brock Purdy to that list. And as you can see, just because you're on that list doesn't mean you're going to have an awesome career. Though it looks like, Unitas, Marino, Mahomes is a Hall of Famer. Brady's a Hall of Famer. Russell Wilson may be a Hall of Famer. But, it's not like every guy in that list is the greatest quarterback that ever played. I'm not saying that Brock Purdy is amazing, but, at the end of the day, we have to have a little bit more respect for the year that Brock Purdy actually did have and just give him his. Yeah, it was a small sample size, but really he went 6-0 in the regular season. Then he went 2-0 in the playoffs, and he got knocked out in the first series against the Eagles. 13 touchdowns, 4 picks, completed close to 70% of his passes. When you look at the year that he had and then go look at every other Hall of Fame quarterback and how their careers started, Brock Purdy deserves a little bit more respect, and the season that he had deserves a little bit more respect. That's number one. But for those of you who are in the camp that Darnold sucks and he's always going to suck, he's 25. Give it time. And for those of you that are in the camp of Trey Lance sucks and he's always going to suck, he's a virtual newborn. And he hasn't really played that bad. He's 2-2 with 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. So what's the message of this video? The message of the video is a couple things. One, quarterbacks take time to develop. Quarterbacks take time to blossom. The greatest of the greats struggled initially. It takes a little time. So let's give Purdy and Darnold and Lance some time. And if you're ripping Brock Purdy, you probably don't have very good perspective on your NFL history. All right, hope you enjoyed our 49er video. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of The Krueg Show. Thanks to all of you for supporting The Krueg Show on YouTube.